Now at 6, the mother of the man convicted of killing his 7-month-old son in 2015 took the stand today during a DCF civil trial. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. The outcome of this trial will determine if DCF was liable in their handling of the 2015 case of Aiden Moreno before his death.
Now, Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is outside Waterbury Court now with more on that testimony.
Aiden Moreno's grandmother, Denise, testified that she never had any concerns about the child's father hurting Aiden or his mother.
Utter shock. It took forever to believe it.
Denise Moreno got emotional on the stand as she recounted the night her grandson Aiden died in her son's suicide attempt. She says she was never aware of abuse allegations between Aiden's mother, Adrienne Oyola, and her son, Tony.
Had you ever heard Miss Oyola say that she was scared for her safety because of your son?
No.
Did you ever hear her say that she was scared for Aiden's safety because of your son?
No.
When questioned by Oyola's attorney, she acknowledged that she wasn't present for every conversation the former couple had. She also maintains that Aiden's death was accidental. Dr. Victoria Kelly, a child welfare expert, also took the stand. She testified that there were no grounds for DCF to invoke a 96-hour hold of the 7-month-old.
I don't believe that imminence, the criteria for imminence was reached.
Kelly testified that at the time of DCF's investigation, there was no new evidence presented that the abuse was escalating. A temporary restraining order against Tony Moreno was revoked by a judge on June 29th. Dr. Kelly said the judge vacating the restraining order weighed heavily on DCF's risk and safety assessment for Aiden.
And that judge vacated the order, finding that there was no continued threat of harm.
Just days after a judge overturned that restraining order, a police report says Tony Moreno threw Aiden off the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown on July 5th. When questioned by Oyola's attorney, Kelly said that DCF was aware of the previous threats and concerning behavior by Moreno towards the mother and child, as well as his criminal history.
Didn't it have that duty to assess the safety and well-being of Aiden in conjunction with Mr. Moreno?
Yes.
Did that happen?
It had not happened at the time of the child's death, no.
Kelly went on to say that there was no way DCF could have predicted that the child's father would kill him. In Waterbury, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
All right, time for a look at the weather. Hope you had a chance to soak in the sunshine today. There's still a little out there, so you've got some more time left, but the rain is coming back this week. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here now with more of what we can expect. Rachel.
Yeah, we're dodging a few raindrops the next 3 days. It's not going to be a washout tomorrow, though. I think the best chance for a few showers will be in the morning. Otherwise, a lot of the day is mostly cloudy, dry, and breezy. And then we see a heavier downpour, or a few heavier downpours on Thursday. So Thursday is looking like the wettest day of the week. And then Friday is not as bad. It's cloudy. There's a lingering shower or two, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. That is this weekend, not only dry, but also turning a corner and turning much warmer as well. Right now, though, temperatures are pretty pleasant out there in the low to mid 60s, but we are definitely noticing the wind gusting up to now about 20 miles per hour. So not so bad, but it was a bit stronger earlier. Overnight lows will be falling back into the 40s as we head towards daybreak. And after an early spotty shower tomorrow, otherwise we're looking at just a mostly cloudy day. Gusts could reach up to 30-35 miles per hour and winds will be out of the south. High temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s, but more rain on Thursday. We'll get a closer look at that, plus the weekend warm up coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, right now we have breaking news just into the newsroom out of Vernon tonight. Route 83 is closed near the Manchester town line after a serious crash. The road is closed between Wells Road and Taylor Street. We know Vernon police are on scene right now, and we do have a crew headed there, and we'll update you as soon as we learn any more information.
Well, now to some breaking news out of Waterbury. The city is proposing a significant increase in water rates in effort to pay for improvements to the system. The plan calls for an increase to the water usage rate as well as the quarterly basic service charge. Mayor Paul Pernaruski says the average household would see an increase of about $130 a year. The mayor says he does not take this increase lightly, but says it is necessary to pay for the more than $32 million the city spent to update the water system over the past year. You might recall the city suffered several water main breaks in 2025, including one that caused a loss of water for 100,000 customers. And a Burlington man is facing assault charges tonight. Police say he was involved in a domestic violence incident at his house last month with a woman he met on the dating app Bumble. Now, this is not the first run-in that Cole Wayron has had with investigators recently. Police say Wayron was at home at the time of his girlfriend's suspicious death back in March. The most recent arrest report says a detective found texts between him and a woman that described an assault that happened in November. Police said those texts showed Wayron yelled and threw things at the woman. Well, this afternoon, court records show that Wayron posted his $5,000 bond, and his next court date is scheduled for May 27th.
A woman was critically hurt after being shot earlier today, according to Hartford police. We are told right now she is in stable condition and recovering at a hospital. Police say the woman is in her 50s and was shot near Oakland Terrace. Police say they first got a call about the shooting just before noon. Right now, no arrests have been made. If you have any information that can help police find the shooter, please call Hartford Police. Well, today, state police confirmed it was a 28-year-old man who was shot and killed in Willimantic over the weekend. They said James Aruz died at the scene after being shot early Saturday morning at a bakery on Main Street. At this time, police have not released any information about who shot him or what led up to that shooting. And a domestic violence incident earlier today led to Mama Gwen Elementary School in East Haven being placed on lockdown. Now, it happened just after 9:30 this morning at Breezewood Condos. Police tell us a woman claimed her husband assaulted her and was holding her against her will. She also claimed he had a knife. That call led to a brief lockdown at the nearby elementary school. Police say Yamel Gonzalez was taken into custody. He's now charged with unlawful restraint and assault.
Well, the Justice Department filed criminal charges over the deadly collapse of the Key Bridge in Maryland, claiming billions of dollars in economic losses. Caroline Shively has the latest from Washington.
After a 2-year investigation, the federal government has filed multiple criminal charges over the container ship crash that killed 6 construction workers and demolished the Key Bridge in Baltimore.
This indictment should send a message to all ship operators that circumventing safety requirements and breaking U.S. laws will not be tolerated.
The Justice Department unsealed the indictment Tuesday against a Singapore-based company, its subsidiaries, and a supervisor who lives in India. Prosecutors say Synergy Marine Group falsified safety inspection records for the 985-foot dolly, then lied after the crash to cover it up.
Synergy later provided many of these false certifications to the NTSB and to a federal grand jury in Baltimore.
The indictment alleges a loose wire on a switchboard likely caused the dolly to lose power twice, but the ship did not have proper backup for a restart.
The reason the bridge fell is not because of an act of God. It happened because of an act of negligence.
Before the crash, the bridge carried 12 million vehicles a year. That's 23 vehicles per minute. The indictment alleges at least $5 billion in economic losses.
The economic and human costs of this catastrophe have been borne every day by ordinary men and women, and most of all, by the families of the 6 workers who were killed.
The bridge is projected to reopen in late 2030. Synergy could face up to $10 billion in fines. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox 61.
The education platform Canvas said it reached a deal with hackers who stole user info in an effort to have them return that information, delete all copies, and not use it to extort users. Now, that information was stolen in a cyber attack that led Canvas to shut its operations down, which affected thousands of schools and universities across the country. The hackers said they accessed data from 275 million users, including usernames, email addresses, and more. And they gave schools until May 6th to pay a ransom to get it back. And that's just one of the 2 big questions left. Was there a payment of any kind? Canvas didn't say. And the second, why trust that the hackers truly deleted that information? Canvas admitted that it can't be completely sure, but that the hackers did provide what are called shred logs, which they claim proves the data was deleted.
Well, the commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has resigned, according to the White House officials. It comes after President Donald Trump reportedly signed off on a plan to fire Marty McCary last week. He's come under intense scrutiny by the Trump administration over his management of the health agency, including his resistance to approve the sale of flavored e-cigarettes.
And that backlash also comes from Connecticut. Attorney General William Tong, who has urged the FDA to reverse its guidance that would ease approvals for flavored e-cigarette products. Tong claims the move opens the door to worsen addiction in youth. In a letter, Tong said the administration needs to stand up to big tobacco, do its job, and protect public health. Now, Kyle Diamantis, the FDA Deputy Commissioner of Food, will serve as acting commissioner.
Well, state leaders and advocates came together to mark Mental Health Awareness Month this morning. Nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults experiences a mental illness each year, according to the National Institutes of Mental Health. And health experts say demand for services, especially among young people, continues to grow. Officials also say early access to care and open conversations about mental health can make a major difference in prevention and recovery. Mental health advocates say events like today's are meant to encourage people to seek help, speak openly about mental health, and remind everyone that support services are available across our state.
But I am standing here today because there were some resources that were provided to me. Healthcare providers who listened to me and people who reminded me that recovery was possible. Not everyone is afforded these same opportunities. There are people across Connecticut right now who are reaching out for help and cannot access it. People who are waiting months for care, families who are struggling to avoid treatment, and young people suffering in silence because stigma tells them that they should hide what they are going through. But reaching out for help is one of the bravest things that a person can do.
Now, Connecticut has expanded several mental health resources in recent years, including the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, mobile crisis intervention services, and school-based mental health program.